Hey everyone, it's Blackfire. When Battlefield 5 was revealed in 2018, the trailer dashed the hopes of many Battlefield fans. Instead of a return to one of the most venerated eras in video games, Battlefield 5 was presented as a bit of a caricature to what built the franchise. While few had a problem with lesser-known battles, the game's approach to cosmetics and overall tone did not sit well with fans of the World War II game genre. Coupled with arrogant responses to criticism and fictionalized takes on real-life events, many players discounted the game even before release. In some ways, that's unfortunate. Battlefield 5 is actually pretty fun, but the reaction is understandable. DICE never fully delivered on the potential of Battlefield 5, especially with its anemic live service. Instead, it would take another 3 years before fans would finally get some semblance of the World War II game that they wanted. This is especially ironic because it comes packaged with robot dogs, wingsuits, and tornadoes. DICE and EA just announced Battlefield 2042 will also contain a separate experience. I'm talking about Battlefield Portal. The experience lets players build pretty much whatever kind of matches they want. In addition to the content of Battlefield 2042, players will also be able to access a ton of stuff from previous Battlefield games, so Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and yes, Battlefield 1942, the game that started it all. In the trailer for Battlefield Portal, we get a glimpse of quite a few preposterous scenarios. A German World War II squad taking on some ultra-modern 2042 soldiers, or a battle between defibrillators and knives. While these are certainly entertaining, the trailer doesn't do a great job recognizing the potential for what many have wanted for years, and that is a return to proper World War II in Battlefield. We already know a couple of classic maps from Battlefield 1942 are present, including Battle of the Bulge and El Alamein. Others could easily stand in for World War II battles, and who knows, developers may add some more maps from Battlefield 1942 in the future, or revisit some from Battlefield 5. There's also the matter of cosmetics. Uniforms were a huge point of contention in Battlefield 5, mainly the fact that they were anything but uniform. From what we've seen with Battlefield Portal, there are limited cosmetic options, and Ripple Effect created visually distinct classes. To do this, they used mainly historical assets from Battlefield 5. In the trailer, generally the Germans have a good approximation of a field uniform, consisting of the Kamerad helmet and the Feldgrau torso and legs from Battlefield 5. You'll spot the Raubvogel helmet for the Recon class, while devs created other assets for characters like this backpack here for the medic. For the British, Ripple Effect went with what looks like the standard Brody helmet, as well as the Tommy torso and legs. Meanwhile, the Americans are sporting the GI headgear and torso, as well as the leatherneck legs. I mention all of this in case maybe you want to kit out your Battlefield 5 soldiers in preparation for Battlefield Portal. Like the German faction, there are variations for all classes here. For example, the medic helmet and the backpacks. Pretty much everything is reasonably accurate, and you might remember that these models, at least most of them, were added later in the Battlefield 5 lifecycle in an effort to introduce some realism at the request of the community. But a big takeaway here is that there doesn't appear to be much, if at all, in terms of visual customization in the Battlefield Portal. This suggests EA isn't planning to monetize uniforms like they are in the core Battlefield 2042 game. That's good for a World War II experience, as it preserves the uniformity of forces and adds to the game's realism and believability. It also limits the ability to troll other players. Similarly, and I don't want to have a lengthy discussion on this, but all of the character models we've seen for this era are male, which can be largely interpreted in two ways. Either developers are deviating from the direction of Battlefield 5, or would say more likely they're being true to the original character models in Battlefield 1942. All of those, of course, were male. Either way, players hoping for a World War II experience closer to reality should be pleased by this news. Meanwhile, the weapon and vehicle selection is a good representation of the classic Battlefield 1942 experience. By today's standards, it is a little bit thin, but there wasn't a ton of variety in the original game, and it's also more true to life, right? Soldiers didn't have the ability to choose their weapons most of the time. They just simply got what they were issued by the government, right? General issue, government issue, that whole GI terminology right there. Where this gets interesting is that if you bring all of these things together with the game creation tools built into Battlefield Portal, you can build just about any experience you want. On the simple side, let's say you want to create a more realistic version of the Battle of the Bulge experience. You can give the Germans an advantage in numbers and vehicles, as well as give weapons more of a punch and turn on friendly fire. You can probably also limit ammunition for the American faction. Maybe you want to approximate the Battle of the Kasserine Pass. You can play on El Alamein and turn off the Panzerschreck, Sturmgewehr 44, and the Tiger tank for the Germans. But my favorite idea so far is to create a game mode featuring one beefy German Tiger against 14 Sherman tanks, 15 half-tracks, and AT guns with a 15-minute time limit. That is a nod to German tank ace Michael Wittmann and the challenge Allied tankers faced when confronting the powerful Tiger tank. Make sure you tell me in the comments what you're looking forward to creating. The point is, if there is a World War II scenario you've imagined playing outside of D-Day, you're probably going to be able to create it in the Battlefield Portal. You'll then be able to spin that up and fill the server with AI soldiers until other players join. That gives you time to tweak and balance your creations before you can actually go and share them with the world. Ripple Effect also confirmed earlier this week that bans you make will be persistent, letting you keep trolls at bay more easily. Personally, I think Ripple Effect and DICE have struck gold with this idea. It's a concept that players have talked about for years, and I still think people underestimate how popular a tool the Battlefield Portal will become. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it, hopefully sometime here soon. But I do want to hear what you think about it. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, give me some ideas for game modes, maybe that you would like to create. I see a lot of potential there to do videos on some of the best historically accurate game modes that people have created in the Battlefield Portal. So if you've got ideas, now's the time. Write them down. Maybe we'll do a video on the best ones. We'll see. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If not, a dislike. Make sure you subscribe and tap the bell there to get updates on all of the latest videos. If you want to support the channel, keep your money, share this video. It goes a tremendous way in helping me out. And as always, thanks for watching.